Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell the truth about silver. Today is Friday the 11th of June 2021 and we're providing a relatively early morning update on where gold, silver and equity prices are currently resting and the latest news and economic headlines. We also have placed a link to the video we produced yesterday on inflation, which has caused some concern and has to some degree positively affected gold and silver prices, especially silver this morning. So let's take a look. Okay then, let's take a quick look at what's happening on Bloomberg this morning. It's 10:20 a.m. GMT +1. And we can see, headline in politics, UK blames EU for dogmatic approach to Northern Ireland, G7 update. Biden and Johnson put Brexit tensions on hold in first meeting because there's issues over Northern Ireland and what's happening or the political approach with the Democrats in America. Stocks extend record, US Treasuries hold steady. France says minimum tax must capture as many sectors as possible, and Bitcoin plan roils crypto world seeking regulatory clarity. And we can see on BBC News, this is what we get in the UK, the UK economy grows in April as shops reopen. We have Brewdog boss vows to learn from savage criticism to do with culture of fear, and Starbucks faces drinks ingredients shortage, temporary supply shortages affecting coffee shops in multiple US states. And we have China ride hailing giant files to go public in the United States, that's Didi. Facebook extends remote working to all staff. Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg says working remotely has made him happier and more productive. And we have gaming giant EA hacked and source code stolen. Look out, cryptos. Hope that won't happen to you. And we have Facebook developing smartwatch with AR control. Going to the UK economic data just very quickly. We can see that UK economic growth accelerated in April as lockdown eased. The UK economy gathered momentum as shops, hairdressers and restaurants serving outdoors reopened for business after months of lockdown to fight the coronavirus. Gross domestic product rose 2.3% from March, despite unexpected declines in manufacturing and construction. So good news there, certainly. Bloomberg economists are saying the UK economy posted a sharp upturn in April, putting it on course for a blistering second quarter. But the key to third quarter is how consumers respond to the increasing rate of COVID-19 infections. In our view, greater caution among households represents a bigger risk to the recovery than a short delay to the final step of lockdown easing in England. And what that means is England is about to release its full lockdown, but Boris is saying he's a little concerned about an uptick in coronavirus infections, especially this Indian infection, and therefore he might delay the absolute complete reversal of the lockdown, meaning you don't have to wear masks, etc., etc. And Bloomberg is saying it's perhaps better to delay that rather than put the entire economy at risk by infecting everyone. Bank of England chief economist Andy Haldane, who cast a lone vote last month for the central bank to scale back its stimulus programme, this week said inflation could remain above the 2% target for longer than many assume. And this is repeated, of course, in the United States and elsewhere across the Western world. They're allowing improvements and increases in inflation. Looking at stocks over in the US yesterday, we can see Dow Jones closed up 19, the S&P up 19, and the Nasdaq up 108. And looking at these figures here, which is quite interesting, over the last month, the Dow is up 0.5%, but over the last year, up 37. The S&P is up 2% over the last month and up 41. And the Nasdaq is up 4% over the last month and up 47% over the last year. Currently trading, those markets are closed at the moment, obviously, in the United States. Currently trading in the UK, you can see markets are up anything from 0.13% at the DAX to up 0.65, the IBEX 35 index, or better known, the FTSE 100 index, up 0.5%. And Asia Pacific overnight, a little bit mixed. Nikkei and the Topix index down, but the Hang Seng index up. Looking at the dollar this morning, we can see that it's strengthened slightly, which to some extent is quite heartening because of the news I'll show you in a second. Energy, oil, WTI crude is over $70. Brent crude is over 72. Both of them marginally up despite the stronger dollar. And now what we're really interested in is gold. And gold is currently trading at $1,894. So it's definitely up here from the opening, albeit only by $3 on the week. But you could see the dip. It fell yesterday, but it's recovering quite strongly this morning. And if we have a look at silver, which is a better story, or it was when I last looked at silver, yeah, it's now over $28. It's within our trading range, as we've often said, trading between 27 and 28.50. It's been as high as 28.30 earlier today. It's currently 28.17. Where it will end at the end of the day, we'll wait and see. But it started the week at 27.81. And that's quite heartening, bearing in mind that the dollar value has gone up slightly. And just very quickly looking at Bitcoin, we've got to look at Bitcoin. We can see over the week's high has been as high as 27,000. Oh, that's in pounds. Let's do it in dollars. It's been as high as 39,000, as low as 31, and is currently 38,000. And we can see again, Tuesday, it virtually collapsed and then rose and is constantly rising and has risen since Thursday. And looking at the day chart, there's been a lot going on with Bitcoin. As we mentioned previously, El Salvador accepted Bitcoin as an accepted agreed currency, but they've been condemned by the IMF, who do not like this interference by these cryptocurrencies, and has apparently threatened El Salvador in not providing them with any financial relief because of their acceptance of Bitcoin. And this is going to be, in our opinion, the typical battle between governments and the cryptocurrency blockchain world. And it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. The rumours at the moment are that India is now considering adopting Bitcoin as an equivalent national currency. Not quite sure that will happen, but that's the rumour. So where are we standing for the rest of today? Well, I'd like to see why silver has suddenly spurted up. We haven't really got that much information on that at this precise moment in time, though it has been lagging a little. And as we've often said, we should now, as we're entering into June and into July, we should be seeing the effects of the amount of stimulus going into the economy, inflation rising. We should see both gold and silver slowly starting to increase. This has been dampened, of course, by Yellen saying publicly that she is comfortable with interest rates rising. Easy to say, more difficult to do, which obviously has acted as a headwind against precious metal prices. And perhaps they're accepting the fact that that may not happen, so we could actually see gold and silver do quite well over the coming weeks. That's it for now. If we get any sort of significant story come out, let's go back to Bloomberg. If we get something major coming out, we'll produce another video today. We're very conscious that on Friday our viewing figures are usually down. Obviously everyone's getting ready to go out on a Friday night. We can't quite, there was something, the ECB, European Union rules meant to rein in excessive borrowing by its member states need to become more flexible in order to allow for more public investment outside of extreme circumstances, said Klaas Knot, the president of the Dutch Central Bank. Governments should be able to boost economic growth through spending when interest rates are low and central banks lack room for manoeuvre, which the current rulebook doesn't sufficiently cater for, not said. So there we go. We can see now that in Europe they're talking about obviously more debt and more public spending. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel. Press the bell sign so you're notified of our videos. If you care to, please give us a thumbs up. It's always appreciated. And place any comments that you may have below. Other than that, have a really enjoyable Friday. We'll do a weekly update, of course, tomorrow, at which time we'll know what the consumer sentiment index figures are for June. They're not out as yet. They were 82.9 last month. The median forecast is 84.4, and we shall see where that lies. But we did see yesterday, and I'll just highlight this very quickly, the initial jobless claims were down. We also could see that the consumer price index, it was down compared to the previous month, but unfortunately was much higher than anticipated. Similarly, core CPI, though down on the previous month, much higher than anticipated, which has caused some worries about inflation, and thus the video we produced yesterday. If you haven't listened to that one, we've put that in the link below. And basically, all we have today of any significance is the Consumer Sentiment Index. Bye for now. Disclaimer. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.